Have a couple of challenging problems that put all of the different pieces together for order of operations. And so you have to be sure that you start with the appropriate part. So in problem number 9, I see a parentheses. That should always grab your attention first. And so I'm going to just recopy 4 divided by 2 plus 5. And inside the parentheses, I'm going to go ahead and combine the 10 and the negative 6, different signs, subtract, keep the sign of your bigger absolute value, which would be the positive 10. So it's going to be a positive 4. All right, now I have division, and that is my next order of operations. And so I want to take 4 and divide by 2. And so that gives me a 2 plus. Now, often you'll have a section where you can go ahead and do 2 things. And this would be, I think, a good place for that to happen. We have also on this same line a 5 times the 4. And so we can go ahead and do that multiplication. And 5 times 4 will give us 20. And then we'll have our 2 plus 20 for a final answer of 22. On problem 6, that looks a little intimidating because it looks like a giant fraction. But just think of that fraction bar, this fraction bar right here, as a division sign. And that makes the numerator, or the top of that fraction, be like a parentheses. You have to do whatever is going on in the numerator first and whatever is going on in the denominator. You want to do those as if they are in parentheses. So that means we're going to recopy the 6, and then in the brackets, in the numerator, it says that we have 32 minus, and then I have a parentheses. Well, I have to do inside the parentheses first. So 2 plus 3 gives me 5. I have an exponent that I haven't used yet, and I'm going to write that big bracket. Now I can go ahead and do the denominator because it's in its own area, its own parentheses, you might think. So 2 times 3 in the denominator, that's 6. And next I'll recopy my 6 on the outside of the bracket. I still have work to do in the numerator. So I'm going to recopy the 32 minus, and then I need to do the exponent. So 5 to the second power. 5 times 5, that makes 25. So my denominator, I will repeat as a 6. Then next I will continue on rewriting the 6 and finishing my numerator. So my numerator is 32 minus 25. Well, they're different signs, so I subtract, and 32 minus 25 is 7, and my 32 is positive, so my 7 is positive. My denominator is still a 6, and I have now the fraction 7 over 6. Now, a lot of you may not like fractions, and there are a wide variety of ways to work with these. I'm going to choose to do the problem this way. I'm going to write my outside 6 as 6 over 1. The bracket now is indicating to multiply. I'm going to get rid of the bracket and just use the times dot. I'm going to take my fraction and rewrite it as 7 over 6. And one way that you can work this would be to multiply the numerators. So 6 times 7 is 42. Put your fraction bar, and then multiply your denominators. And 1 times 6 is 6. Remember, I told you to think of this fraction bar as division. And so 42 divides by 6 evenly, giving you an answer of 7. And so your final answer on this one is 7.